All right, everybody, welcome to the Studying Brew, episode 1144 on this beautiful Thursday evening. It is going to be a great Thursday. I hope you all had a blessed and awesome Thursday so far, leading up to getting out of this week, heading into the weekend, right? A lot of stuff going on this weekend. Before we get into that, my name is Andy. I'm the guy that's telling you the date, but you're not here for that. You have calendars for that. But also, more importantly, you're here for Brandy. She's got her Series 6, 63, 26, 65, and her Series 7, which makes her more than qualified to teach you all the things you need to know. So that way you too can get a pass notice. And tonight we are going to be talking about that. We're going to be going over 6 different exam questions, right, Brandy? We're going to teach a little bit of content, a little bit of technique, a little bit of strategy, a little bit of the intangibles, maybe. All aimed at getting you to that FINRA and NASA pass notice if you're studying those securities. But if you are not taking one of those exams and you want to know if any of that can help you pass other exams, well, it can. It can. It can. If anything, it helps you stay focused. It helps you get into it. It helps you get through those questions and answers so that way you could get to a right answer. Have you ever noticed that like this house is quiet until we start doing something, and then there's like all chaos and parties break out?
I
I
mean,
mean, we
nobody
can't
else
be
can.
the only ones. We
Nobody
can't
can.
be the only ones. We can't be the only ones. I know the whole house can't be quiet, but I'm like, there's nothing going. Like, I swear, guys, I don't know how it is in your house. I know I'm going off on tangent here, but I don't know how it is in your house. But like, there could be nothing going on, complete silence. Soon as we hit record, soon as we got onto the boom, party. What is going on? Dance party. Dogs are playing.
I mean,
All kinds of great stuff.
I work from home. It happens.
Yeah. Well, anyways. So anyway, I was going to talk about this one thing. You've heard of Micheal Jorden?
A little bit. Of course, I have.
Have you guys all heard of Micheal Jorden? If at home,
He's the true goat.
have you ever heard of Micheal Jorden? Have you guys ever seen his shoes? Um,
The true
some would say,
goat.
as Brandy would say, the GOAT, greatest of all time,
True.
right? Basketball,
Yes. Kobe second.
Kobe second. I don't know. I have a hard time. I mean, Kobe was my GOAT because he's our age, exactly our
I know,
age.
but
It's my generation, but I get it. MJ, we all pretended to be MJ in the part.
of course.
What do you think was Michael Jordan's greatest skill set? What do you all think is his greatest skill set? If you're in the chat, let's make it interactive. What do you all think was his greatest skill set? Some of y'all know that what he did for a living, right? Played basketball. Some of y'all he knows he took a hiatus for a minute and went and played baseball. Wasn't bad.
Did.
Diana's all bringing up. Mabel said mental toughness. Diana said baseball, determination, having great parents, discipline, great persistency. These are all great characteristics. Practice, never giving up. Leadership, great. All right. What if I told you that's not what he said his greatest skill was? His greatest skill set in his own words, not mine, not my opinion. Uh, can do attitude. Very good. Never stopping. So what he said was his greatest skill set was being teachable. That's what he said his greatest skill set has ever been, was being teachable. He said that even if he disagreed with coaches, and even though he wanted to argue, he would silence himself and listen and learn something. Humble himself and learn something anyway. That's what he said was his greatest skill set. I feel like I'm going to say this, and I know this is going to be negative sounding, but at this point in my life, I'm getting close to 50. I'm not going to have that crossover dribble and fadeaway shot. I think that time has escaped me. I think I'm not going to be the all-time greatest scorer in the NBA. Uh, I think that is just not going to happen for me. But I do know that you, me, and everyone else listening, I think we can all do or try to achieve his greatest skill set, which is being teachable. And I think sometimes we're all guilty of this. This isn't like, me taking anybody to the woodshed or anything, but when this weekend happens, or even tonight or tomorrow or whenever, just in life, the best thing that we can do sometimes is just be silent and just listen, be humble, be coachable, be teachable, and just try to learn. Even if we disagree and you just want to like argue and be like, you're wrong, that's not right, to just listen. If we can't, they say the first step of being coachable is listening. And if you can't humble yourself to listen, then you can't be taught. I just read that. I can't stress it enough how that is so right. That is so right. And I know tonight, just for example, and I'm bringing it back in this weekend, especially if you're a member and you're getting our replays and all this stuff. And I know Brandy runs across this, but she will never call anybody out on this. And she'll never be that straightforward because she's not that kind of a person. But what do I want to say? Not straightforward. Not that confrontational. She doesn't like to put people off by being, what do you want to say?
I don't even know what he's saying.
No, you do, because you don't like to tell people like what's wrong, and you'll tell them, but you won't straight say your main problem is you don't listen.
Yeah, no, I'm not mean.
Yeah, see, she won't say that.
Not negative.
She calls it negative. She calls it mean. I think sometimes we need to hear it though. We're not listening. You're not listening to it. So I don't know if you have this problem, but sometimes I think we hear things, but we don't listen to what the lesson is. I think sometimes we're taught things, but we shut down because it's uncomfortable, or we can't get it right away, or we can't put our head around it, or we disagree with it because we weren't taught that way and it's not comfortable. And I wasn't taught that way to begin with. And so tonight, like when Brandy goes through these questions, and especially if you're brand new and you're like, what the heck did I stumble on? Well, one, this is 30 minutes of free. This is like a little sample of all the things we do during the week. And we're just going to give you some 6 questions and how Brandy breaks these things down. But in depth during our member sessions, like tomorrow, Brandy does a live quiz and she does it and she explains it and she breaks down all the little nuances, the little ins and outs and everything. But tonight you're going to get a little free and it's fun. And then you get to learn something and you're like, okay, that's cool. But the one thing that it is that it's different. It's very different, but it's different in the way that it's expanding your, like if we were playing baseball, it's expanding the strike zone. It's expanding your view of how you look at these questions and answers. It's expanding the way we approach a question. If you've been approaching questions the same way you've been approaching since you were 7, it's probably time to change it up. If you've been approaching questions going top to bottom questions, then looking at answers, read the question again, then look at the answers. Okay, maybe I'll do a little process of elimination and then I'll go between the two and I'll pick the best one. That's normal, right?
Yeah, I think so. Pretty much.
We're going to change that strategy. And tonight we're going to look at answers first. And you're like, what? And we're not doing it so that way we can be cool or different or the for sake of being different or being shocking. No, it's an actual strategy in which we do this. And the reason why we do it is we look at the answers first because you read the question with intent. We look for key words like we do on Monday. We look for key things that point us in the right direction. We zero in on that and we start ignoring things that are not important. How do we know it's not important? That's where the skill sets come in, where we teach you through their study guides or through the sessions or through these sessions. where we really show you like, look, all this other stuff, irrelevant. It's all smoke and mirrors. Here's the real thing that you need to focus in on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we give you observational skills. We even have a whole skill set that we called OEMs,
Mm-hmm.
trademark. And then we have test taking techniques or hacks that help you. If you like, the other day I'd said on Tuesday, I said these techniques are not a cane for you to lean on as if that's the only way to get through these questions. No, it's like a walking stick. It's there to assist you. If you truly don't know something, and we're going to do that tonight, we're going to have situations. Brandy might even approach a question and go, you know what? This is a little bit of content. We're going to approach it this way. Look at the answers. This is how we got there. Boom. Or look at this. Without even knowing anything, I could have just answered this right here. That's the answer. 2.6 seconds of looking at it, saving almost 10 minutes of your time. Guys, there's a lot of people out there who teach this stuff and they'll show you the same way, the traditional way, but you will find that a lot of times you could have got these questions a lot quicker. And why am I trying to get questions quicker and also right? Because time is of the essence. You will get onto some of these exams where there is less time and more questions, like the Series 63, like the Series 26. When we always talk about this, and people are like, well, I'm only taking the SIE right now. You need to expand your vision because that's not the finish line. The SIE is not even a license. It's just an entry level exam. I know some of you are like, dude, if this is the entry level, I can't imagine what the other ones are. Shockingly, the SIE is a little tougher because you're learning a new language. It's the opener. It's a whole thing. But once you get past it, you're a little bit more
You get better.
fluent, right? You get better. The language is not unfamiliar anymore. You get a little bit better, and then guess what? You got 2 pass notices under you, like Micheal, who's going on to her 63, right? It's just one of those things. But you have to like get in there and learn to dance a little. So tonight, as we go through it, be coachable, be teachable, like Micheal Jorden, and be open minded to like learning a new way and really try to learn something new. And if you haven't checked us out and you want to check us out and you want to get into like the live sessions tomorrow, and I'm going to extend the discount of 15% off your first month. I'm going to do that tonight. 15% off that first month. You can go ahead and do that. Scan the QR code, hit the link, join in our membership. We have all kinds of different options there. The more, I mean, I like people are all, what's the difference? The more we are in your life, the more it costs, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
If Brandy's texting you every day and she's tutoring you one-on-one, obviously that's going to cost more. If you're just taking the sessions, you don't even want our book, you just want to be in the live sessions, you just want to go to like get some of the replays and maybe some of the content, and you don't care about anything else, it's less. It's really up to you. We do have a lot of options on there, so check it out. We have different ways of, we try to adapt to everybody's different learning styles and skills and all this stuff, and we try to be as accessible as possible to that. So please get in there, see what we got going on, scan the QR code, look at the links. 951-290-3077. Give me a call, give me a text. You can shoot me an email at KonaButterflyz@gmail.com if you want. Books are for sale, SIE 663, 65, 26. You don't need to be a member to get any of our books. But if you want the videos to play in it, you do have to have the membership. But the information that's in the video is right there in the book. So that is another way of doing it. Kona community on the Discord, that is our study group. It's free to join. You can get in there, post questions, ask the other studiers, hey, you guys know what's going on with this? Get some help in there. Don't study alone. This weekend, there's a lot of pool parties, things going on, I'm sure. And you might be the one staying at home and you have to study because you're disciplined, you're consistent, you're persistent, you're all those characteristics that you said Micheal Jorden was. That's what you're doing this weekend. There you go. There's a bunch of other people on there probably studying this weekend. Post up in there too. Ask questions. Brandy visits there. It's the community we join. We live there.
Yep.
So we're always a resident. All right. Also check out our Instagram. Look at all the people that are getting pass notices. Look what worked out for them. Tomorrow, what is our schedule? I kind of gave it away a little bit. Conan Study Hall, 10 a.m. That is simply, you're just taking a quiz. As you go through the quiz on your own, you have a question, you raise your hand. Brandy goes, what? Hey, what's up, Maybell? She's all, hey, Brandy. Question 43's got me in the spins here. I don't know what's going on. Can you help me out with this? She go, all right. Help you out with that question. All right. That's it. Move on. Maybell goes mute. Back to quizzing on her own. Brandy's over there bebopping and booping, whatever she does. Then Michelle gets on there and she says, I need help. That's all study hall is. Literally just a virtual place for you all to just do a quiz, have that moment, an hour with the teacher, quizzing along. And if you have something that's bugging you or you need help, you can just raise your hand and get it. Basic. Then we go into the Kona exam mastery session. Brandy's going to do a live quiz. She's going to break this stuff down, right?
Yep.
And then we have the series 26 later
Yep.
for all the 26 studiers where we do a live quiz with the 26, be specific about the 26, do all that content and talk about all that. So if you haven't joined up, join it now. This schedule is changing on Monday. I will have plenty of I will have a lot of updates going out. So everybody's well aware. We've been telling everybody, all the members all week long, that we are changing it up. So not a lot of changes, but there is some changes, and we will go ahead and have that. As you notice, there's a QR code for our calendar on Google, so you can subscribe to that, so you always know when live sessions are. Has Brandy periodically puts what the actual topics of each session is in there, and that way you guys can jump in on there. And there's also, if you subscribe to that calendar, you can get the link to where the Zoom is for that if you're a member. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's get on. Let's get it on. All right, 6 questions, 6 different exams, little bit of content, little bit of techniques. I already explained what we're going to do today, so let's just go for it, Brandy.
Ready. I've got raising or lowering the prime rate, buying and selling government securities in the open market, raising or lowering the discount rate, or raising or lowering the reserve requirement. So yeah, this is different. I hear you. That's
I
different.
feel like I saw this the other day.
You did. On the surface. I've got, but I'm gonna focus in.
I remember you told me one time.
What?
Opposites. Those are always a strong thing to look at too.
Yeah.
Prime and discount are opposite each other.
Yes. The prime rate and the discount rate.
Even if you haven't studied yet, we can all agree that prime is better than discount, right? That's why it's prime. That's it.
Okay. Yeah. There you go. I'm gonna add in a tidbit of content.
Yeah, I remember this question has that.
Reserve and rates. Yo, we're talking about the Federal Reserve Board. That's what we're talking about. This is from the Fed. Discount rates. If you're gonna borrow and get a discount on your borrowing, you're gonna go straight to the source. That is the Fed.
That's the Fed.
Buying and selling, the Fed.
Well, it says government right there.
This is not the Fed. That's simple. So on the surface, technique wise, B is different. But on the content wise, if we're focusing on these two, because they both say the rates, and this one is different.
That one's the real different.
The real different. The content different.
Right. And also, I'm going to say this, if you haven't been studying and you're like, well, I feel like I'm missing something because I don't know that, write that down.
Yeah.
Memorize that fun fact.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. I'm going to be doing something a little bit different in the member sessions with the study guides.
All right.
It's going to be fun. Okay. So we have not an activity of the Fed A, because we said it's not Fed.
See, now if you've been studying, see the little bit of content that you needed to know. You didn't need to know deep about this question.
No.
And trust me, if you've been studying, this is a knockout in what, like 5 seconds?
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. Especially the way we teach it.
There you go.
The way we teach it. We have the State Securities Rulemaking Board. And my question to this was, huh?
What?
Never heard of. The Securities Exchange Commission. There is a typo because it is the Securities and Exchange Commission. The Financial Industry Regulatory Authority. Okay, we got that's FINRA. And then we have the administrator, which is state.
So I'm either looking for FINRA or the state.
Yes, we're looking here, right? This is at the Fed level.
Although you said it was a typo, I would also lean to say that they put that wrong on purpose.
I hope so.
So that would make me want to cross it out because I'm like, that's either wrong on purpose or that's a tail.
Can we take a moment real quick? This particular question bank says the Municipal Securities Rule Board. They don't call it by its actual name, Rulemaking Board. Yet here, on this particular answer,
it's wrong.
Where there is no such thing as the State Securities Rulemaking Board, you actually put the making in there.
I feel like you just want to rant about that.
I did want to. Okay. The Uniform Securities Act, 1956. Who's responsible in the enforcement of state securities? The administrator.
And there's some more free content right there. The administrator is state. If I wasn't studying with Kona and I wanted a little free content there, always associate administrator with state.
Yeah. Yeah, you should. You should, definitely.
Would you say FINRA enforces anyway?
FINRA is the enforcer at the federal level.
And that was the key word because it said state.
Yes. Yes. We have the ABC Railroad Power Systems, Inc. We have Small Town Charitable Trust. We have ABC Railroad Trust. What? And then we have Small Town Savings and Loan. That's where I was going to say the wrong name.
It's a Wonderful Life.
The angel gets his wings.
Yes.
At the Savings and Loan.
Yes.
It's a small town.
Yes, it was.
Also, why is town capitalized in B and not, never mind.
Maybe it's the actual name, small town.
Yeah. So we have ABC Railroad here and ABC Railroad there. Okay. Now, normally I would also look at the trust, but trust in this particular case, I can already tell you that this is the same thing right here. Just because I can see the Inc. incorporated, the trust, and the savings and loan. The question says, all of the following issuers are special. Guys, I want you to put down, for those of you studying, especially the Series 63 and the Series 65, put exempt, special. It means you meet the rules, but you don't have to do the rules. You meet the rules. You meet the definition of, but you're special.
Also, fun fact, I don't know why this QBank does it. The real exam does not have embolden except ever.
Correct.
It will never be like that. It'll be exempt issuers except,
but not
emboldened.
Not like screaming at you.
No.
So the question here is actually saying everybody here is special except one.
There's one in here that's not special. Which one is it?
So we're looking for the not special.
So if you're doing the Kona style, you're going to map that out. You're going to write that on your screen, on your scrap paper. I'm looking for not special. So that way you keep your brain straight.
Absolutely. And they, Charmaine put it in the chat. It's A, because why? Corporations, not so special. That's all.
Another thing to write on your 3x5 card. Corporations, not special.
Corporations, not special. So they're very rarely exempt.
They're not exempt from stuff. That's every company out there. Can you imagine if every company was, they can't be all exempt.
If everybody was special, nobody would be.
There, thank you.
Got you. The mapping worked today. Look, somebody earlier said that techniques worked. She got 70%. And now somebody else is saying that mapping worked. Boom.
Yep, because it's an ink.
Mm-hmm.
That's the tail.
Yep, the tail is the incorporated.
Incorporated was that key word.
Yep. Buy XYZ to close. Sell XYZ to open. Buy XYZ to open or sell to close.
Okay, I know that we did Roman numerals.
Yeah.
Last night, and those questions give people the fits.
Yeah.
I feel like these ones give people the fits too.
They do. I close all that off. If XYZ is in every answer choice, my brain does not have to pay attention to that. Okay. Now look at when I see close and open, open means it's the first thing I do, right? You can't close first. You have to open first. Like, never mind. But you have to open. When the golf tournaments happen, they have the US Open. They don't
Have the
say
U.S. close.
the US close, right? So, right? Does that make sense? It's opening ceremony.
Well, I was gonna say before you can close a door, don't you have to open it first?
Exactly. Okay. And to close means you're done with it. It's the end, right? Right? Right. Okay. So when I'm looking at this, I'm looking at this as this. Watch. I'm gonna go there's a not before, and then on the ends, there's an existing. That's what I'm gonna look for in the question. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Maybe you have to see the question. Okay. Now, somebody said in the chat, does it depend if you're long or short? Okay. So that's the other thing. When I sell to open, that means selling is going to be the first thing, right? So I'm just going to put that here. I'm just going to repeat that and then, or buying. I'm either going to buy or sell first. Okay. Or I'm going to buy to close, or I'm going to sell to close. Now I could go into detail and explain all this, but we're just going to match the question. We're just going to match the question.
Right. So okay. we're mapping it out.
Yes. All right. So let me get a different color so we can map this stuff out. Blaine Smith has owned XYZ stock. That means it's existing, right?
It's already there.
Get out of here.
Has owned it.
Has owned it. So he's already bought it too, right?
Yes.
So would it mean that if he wanted to take his profit and close out his bill, he would just do the opposite of what he just did?
Well, he'd be selling it.
He'd be selling it because he owns it. And now he's taking his profits. To take your profits means you sell it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Take my profits. That means I'm going to sell it. So the answer is D. Just by crossing things off.
That's it.
I can guarantee you no study prep explains it like I do.
And if you need more explanation, we'll hang out after the brew. That's the benefit of being online. After we're done recording, we can go, Brandy can go back and run that through slower.
Yeah. I think I have one more.
Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. The price is gonna move higher.
And if you're at home watching and want an explanation, well, you should have been online.
Wow. The price of the bond will move lower. Those are opposite. The price of the bond will be unchanged. I don't know how to draw.
I was going to say that's what the Discord's for. Leave a message in the Discord.
And then the coupon of the bond adjusted downward. No. Because you know why? Coupons never change. It's one of the things that I can honestly say is probably the only never that's out there besides never commit fraud.
I'm going to say a coupon doesn't change. Like when you go take a coupon into the store, it has a printed discount on it already. The coupon's already stated. It doesn't change in your hand as you go up to the thing.
Interesting. Never thought of it that way. I just say that when you are issued a bond or when you open credit somewhere, your interest rate never changes.
I'm not as smart as you.
Stop.
I just think of grocery store and coupons. I got a 40% coupon right here. I clipped out of the newspaper. It's not changed into a 20% as I walk up.
I don't think anybody clips new coupons out.
Actually, there was a whole podcast today about talking about how someone still clips coupons and still takes them to the register. So
crazy.
I don't know who that weirdo is, but they still do it.
Crazy. Yeah. A and B are opposite, right? One's going up, one's going down. We don't count the one that doesn't go anywhere. Let's go with the question. Investor owns a bond carrying 4% coupon. Interest rates in the marketplace has been moving downward. We're moving down. So what's happening to our price?
What's going on with the price? Going up.
Don't get in line with them.
I don't even think about it. Look, if you don't know that, you need to have that written down on your 3x5 card. If the percent's going down, the price goes up. They're inverse of each other, no matter what. It's like a knee-jerk reaction. You
like
should just automatically know that.
like
They're always
magnets.
inverse.
Like magnets. They're repelling.
One goes down, the other one goes up. One goes up, the other one goes down.
That is, y'all want to know the like securities 101? Most of the time, arrows move in the opposite direction. Yeah.
Vilma wants to know if she didn't know anything and she wanted to work a technique. Do we have something here?
Um, no, not on this one. Other than A and B being similar, this is where we go. I get it down to A and B. I'm gonna look at my percent. That's going down. It's going. That means price has to go up. It's literally we start on the SIE, and that concept is on every single exam, and you need to know that for the field.
This is actually a concept you really do need to know for the rest of your life.
Yes.
And even if you don't get this license, you should always know this for the rest of your life.
Yeah. There's your dollar sign.
It's just the way the US economy works.
And if one goes down, the other one goes up. It is a seesaw. That's what happened. We have a 4% here. We're going to put my 2.9 down there. Boop, boop, and it's going to go. Okay, anyways, that's it.
That's a good question, though, Vilma.
Yeah, no, it is.
Because I honestly, I always ask Brandy all the time, and as you should too. I always ask, like, if I didn't know anything, is there a way to answer this?
There are going to be times and a few things that you just have to memorize. You just have to lock in. Percent up, or the arrows, percent in dollar, opposite arrows is one thing you have to memorize.
That's where the benefit of paying that little bit of a membership to be in those live sessions to ask that stuff really benefits, because you really get into Brandy's head and go, if I didn't know it, is there a way around this? And then she'll say, no.
No, I actually try to think of ways.
You do.
I do.
But sometimes the answer is not.
No, sometimes there's not.
The answer is you're just going to have to memorize that.
Got to update in 30 days.
But I'll guarantee you this, what she tells you to memorize is a lot less and a lot easier to digest than what you will do on your own. Because let's be honest, most people will get that book from other preps, let's just say, and they're 489 pages. You go look up a simple concept, it's like 3 pages long. And then you're just trying to piece together the bolden words and going, how much of this do I really need to know?
There's a whole.
And then the fact is you probably only needed to know one sentence out of there.
Yep, inverse. Period.
Inverse. That's it. 3 pages to explain.
Inverse.
Inverse.
But it goes that way.
Yeah. Do you really care why? As long as you know that you can get it right by just looking for the inverse. That's it. And that's what we talk about, getting just the right answer. Might not know all the what do I say, the
intricate details
exactly of how that is, but you know what? We don't need to. We just need to know enough to get a right answer. That's it. All we want you to do is be a C student. Be a C student this weekend. What I mean by C student, just get the 70%. That's all you need to get a pass on most of these exams. That's it. Just enough to pass. That's it. That's all that matters. It really does. No one cares if you got an A plus. No one cares about 80, 90s. Don't get extra bonus points. They don't carry over to the next exam. All you got to do is just get enough right to get a pass, and you move on to the next. And if you're worried about most of this stuff, learning most of the stuff for your future career and like having to use it, and you should have learned it, guess what? 98% of the stuff you don't even use all the time, because your firm has its own way of doing things that are within the compliance of the rules. And then they pretty much make it dummy proof to where you can't do anything but the way they want you to do it anyway. That's it. That's all there is to it. So you just got to get licensed, get the dang thing, get it trained, move on. This weekend, be coachable, be teachable, be persistent, be consistent. Don't have a weekend problem. Do not take a break this weekend. Work on it. Work on your quizzing. Work on getting this thing done. Don't take the weekend off, because you will regret it, and then you'll be one of those people who are recommitting on Monday. Best way to be faithful is always to be faithful. You never have to worry about recommitting because you were committed the entire time. That's it. That's all there is to it, guys. We have member sessions tomorrow. We'll be back for the free on the Studying Brew on Monday. Same bat time, same bat channel. Keywords as always. Until then, everybody, stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your friend's face. That's all I know. And keep the positive mental attitude. PM, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Thank you all so much for being on. We super appreciate you practice these techniques and keywords in your quizzes. We'll see you guys next time. Have a great one.